this right here will be pretty similar to what we saw on Monday. So I can easily look at this and say, hey, this reminds me a lot like a plus b to the 4th power. So I'm going to use that, and that's telling me row 4. And I know my rows start with 0, which is this one, row 1, row 2, row 3, and row 4. So I'm going to be using these numbers right here, the 1, the 4, the 6, the 4, the 1. However, the A now has a 2 in it. So I want you to think about this very pretty much the same. So let's go ahead and start with this. And I have other examples, so in case you don't get it the first time, we'll figure it out. So the first one says that row number 4 has these numbers, the 1, the 4, the 6, the 4, and the 1. So we're going to do the exact same procedure. I'm going to go ahead and write them, the 1, the 4, the 6, the 4, the 1. Okay, pretty much the same thing. Now, we're going to go ahead and substitute the same thing, but now instead of just putting A, guys, I'm going to put a parentheses with the 2A. So it's going to be 2A, 2A, 2 and the A, 2 and the A, oops, 2 and the A, and 2 and the A. And I do the exact same thing. I'm going to go ahead and start with my exponents. Oops, I'm struggling here. And remember, this one is going to decrease and this one's going to increase. So this is going to start with the highest exponents, which is 4. Then it's going to decrease in exponents, then exponents 3, the exponents 2, the exponents 1, and the exponent 0. And I do the exact same thing with the other one. So, but luckily for me, the B in this time is just B by itself. Lucky me, B to the lowest exponent. And we know the lowest exponent comes from the lowest row, which is 0. Because we are not counting negatives, right? B to the 0, B to the 1, B to the 2, B to the 3, and B to the 4th. So hopefully you can see that I did this correctly, because this one is now at its highest and this one is now at its lowest. Last but not least, this right here, it has a plus sign. So all of these will have a plus sign. Okay. So pretty much like Monday's homework. And what we're going to go ahead and do is pretty much combine like terms. So I got the 1 stays as a 1, but like notice this right here, the 2 is raised to the 4th exponent also. So that means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So not to worry, there's 4 times 4, that is 16. And the A is also to the 4th, so that is A to the 4th. The B is to the 0, so remember, when B is to the 0, that is equal to 1. Any questions so far? No? Okay. So let's go ahead and continue. This is 4 times 2 to the 3rd. So that's 4 times 2 times 2 times 2. So that is the same thing as saying 4 times 4, right? Because 2 times 2 is 4 times 2. So that is 8 times 2. That is 16. A is still to the 3rd. And then B. Okay.
No, that's not 16. That's 32.
16 times 2.
Yeah, 16 times 2.
Yeah.
That's 32.
What did I do wrong, guys? 2 times 2 times 2.
You put 8
Two
times 2,
is
so it's
8,
4
8
times
times
4
4
is
is
16 times 2.
Oh, got you. Thank you.
You were testing us? You were
I'm
testing
leaving because I
us?
can't teach. No, I'm just kidding.
That is awesome. Thank you, guys.
You were
That is
testing us.
32. Sure. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much let's go ahead and continue. The next number that I got is going to be the exact same thing, and I lost my mouse. Where is it? Okay, here it is. And let's go ahead and see that it's going to be 6 times the 2 is to the second. Oh, that's a nice number. That's not that bad. And a to the second and b to the second. So that one is 4 times 6. That is 24. A to the second. And then the b, can't forget the b. The b is to the second. Okay. Any questions so far? It's exactly the same pattern, guys. Nothing is changing. Then go get a different marker because this is getting very, very cluttered. So this is the same thing as saying 4 times 2a times b to the third. That's not that bad. That is going to be 8a b to the third. So far, so good. Last but not least, I got 1 times 2a. Notice how the 4 is only affecting the b, so this is b to the fourth. So this is going to be 2a times b to the fourth. That right here, guys, this is my answer. Let me see if I can
Wait, but 2a cancels to 1, though.
Ooh, thank you again. Yes, I didn't see that. This 0 is to this right here. This is to the 0. Okay, thank you, Daniela. Hopefully you saw that this is to the 0, so all of this became a 1. Thank you. Now I can say that this is my answer. So this right here should be my solution. Any questions so far? I do have another example, but I'll wait in case someone has questions. If you have a question, guys, you can unmute yourself or you can ask it in the chat box. Either one, I will get to it. And I'll wait a couple more seconds in case someone has a question. Can I continue, guys? Okay. The next example that I have is this one right here. So go ahead and write it out while I fill in my little Pascal's triangle. The question is asking you to go ahead and see what is this expansion right here. And what I want you to think, guys, is AB to the third. So give me a second while I fill in my little triangle right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and use row number 3. Given that rows start with a 0, a 1, 2, and the 3. This is row 3. And my answers to that should be, let me fill that in. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1. Oh, this is not that bad. Yay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use these numbers right here. And that's gonna give me a 1, a 3, and a 1. And I'm gonna go ahead and say my A is now this right here, this 3x. So it's gonna be, let me pick a different number. Different letter, I'm sorry, different color. And it's gonna be 3x, 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 and 3x. This eighth term starts with its highest and then decreases. So the highest exponent should be 3. Then it decreases, so exponent 2, exponent 1, and exponent 0. My term B will start with its lowest and it will increase. So it's going to be a 2, and the lowest exponent I have is 0. I have a 2, and my exponent is going to rise, that's a 1. I have a 2, and my exponent is going to rise, that's a 2. I have a 2, and my exponent is going to rise, that's a 3. And I can check that the exponent switch from this right here is now my high, and this right here is my low. So I can see that it looks like it worked. And we can see that this was addition. So everywhere here, guys, you're going to have addition. Okay. So let's start combining like terms. I got 3x to the cubed. That's the same thing as saying 3 times 3 times 3. And then x to the cubed. And then we just said that 2 to the 0 exponent, that is a 1. So that's 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27. X to the cubed. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, please. The next one, this is gonna be fun. This is 3 times 3x times 3x, right? Times 2. So I got 3 times 3 times 3. That's 27 times 2, x squared. 27 times 2, that gives me what? 54, someone?
Yeah.
54?
Yeah.
That gives me 54 x squared. Okay, let's go ahead and slow down for the kids at home. Huh, I can finally say that, guys, for the kids at home. Yeah, dabs. Okay. All right, so pretty much we got this right here. 3 times 3x times 2 squared, that is 4. So I got 9 times 4 times x, and then I'm going to use my finger trick that tells me it is what, 36. So this is 36x. And last but not least, I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm going to see that this is to the 0. So it's going to be, this is 1, this becomes a 1, and this becomes 2 to the 3rd power. That's 2 times 2 times 2. That gives me an 8, I believe. So my answer should be 27x cubed plus 54x squared plus 36x plus 8. That's my solution. Any questions so far, guys? Any questions so far? That was the last example I had, guys. So usually in class I look at your faces and I know who needs help, but here it's a little difficult to do now. You can ask questions on the chat box if you would like, or you can unmute yourself. Either one, I will try to answer.
Sir.
Yes.
In the first part, and it says the 2 is when it's squared by 0. How come it's
This
1?
one right here?
Yeah, how come it's 1?
Any number of them. So let's say 17 or any number is always equal to 1. Well, except 0, right? But let's say negative 18,000 or to the 0 is still 1, no matter what.
Oh, okay.
Even if you have a variable, I don't know, 7x to the 0 is still 1. Yeah, so that happens at the beginning and it'll also happen at the end. So keep that in mind.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. Any other questions, guys?
What happens when it's a minus sign instead of the plus?
Oh, yes. So let's say this was a minus sign, guys. I'm still haven't gotten there with you guys yet, but if it was a minus sign, you would have to consider this being negative. So let's look at the second term. Let's pretend this right here was negative. So if that was negative, we would have to go ahead and see that let's pretend the 3 was negative. So if that little 3 was negative, it would make that exponent negative. Let me close this. I'm struggling with the marker.
So the exponent. Oh, that's weird.
So let's say this was negative. So that negative would have to decide because of its exponent. So if it was a negative 3, then it's squared. Well, it didn't matter. But this one right here, if it was a negative, it would matter because that would make everything negative and that would make this negative. You know what I mean? If it was negative. But if this was negative, it would make everything negative. But if this one was negative, it wouldn't change it at all because negative squared, negative times negative is positive. So that wouldn't matter. It would only matter if it was odd. Remember, negative x squared is still negative times negative, that is positive. But if it was negative x cubed, it would matter, it would make it negative. To answer the question, as of right now, we're just trying to learn positive. So I just know kids want to get ahead, but right now it's only positive. Negative, I haven't asked it yet. But I know kids want to get ahead. And yes, these would be the notes for the other lessons. But as of right now, you're good if you understood how to add with other than A's and B's. So if you understood how to do it with these right here, with addition, you are good.
Because on the hint it says using substitution. I thought it said subtraction.
Oh no, substitution. Will they ever be fractions? Jared, yes, but I'm not gonna ask them in fractions. I'm happy if you know how to make them with whole numbers. I'm not gonna ask fractions. Could they be asked in college? Sure, but as of right now, just whole numbers, it works for me. That I'm happy if you could do whole numbers and fractions, but I'm sorry, and subtraction, not unit tests. That is a great question. I think we will. Well, I still have a meeting about that, so I don't want to give you an answer and it's gonna be wrong. But as of right now, I don't have enough information. I know it's gonna be multiple choice, but that's all I know. I don't know if I'm going to be given the chance to make it or will they make it for us. But as of right now, I don't see an exam being posted anytime soon until like later on in the unit. So as of right now, I don't have an answer for you. Can we talk about exponents again, the lows and the high things? Yes. Pretty much, Angel, thank you for the question. Whenever you start, just keep in mind the first term. The first term. Just like so right here, the first term starts at its highest exponent, which in this case was this 3 right here. The second term starts with its lowest exponent, which we know the lowest exponent is 0, right? So that's why these exponents came. So as you go to the right, as you go, you can see that the exponents, let me see if I can get a highlighter or something. You can see that I got a pointer, yes, a laser pointer. As you can see, the 3 and the 0, they're gonna go ahead and slowly, now I have a 2 and a 1, now I have a 1 and a 2, now I have a 0 and a 3, and they completely change positions. If you can see here, I had a 3, 0, now I have a 0, 3. Does that answer your question, Angel?
Wait, so the front variable or number will always be like, what do you call it? Whatever you put here, declining?
I'm sorry, one more time.
Oh, the first variable, like the equation, will it always be declining, or is that just?
Yes, yeah, no, that's true, always. The first term, like let's say the A or let's say the 3x in this case, will always start declining, and the other one will start increasing. Always, always, always.
Okay, thank you.
No worries, my dear.
How would it work with trinomials?
Ooh, how would it work with trinomials? That would be fun, but Pascal's triangle will not work for this here. This only works for binomials.
So So we're kind of screwed if they ask us like which trinomial we have to actually work it out.
No, because I will jump into calculus and you'll be okay. Like there's way easier ways to do with calculus, but this is as far as we can do with pre-cal.
Oh, okay.
Will there ever be more rows than 7? Yes. So keep in mind a lot of this right here is used with computers. So the highest one that they've asked me to do is an row 81, but that can be done using matrices. But we don't cover that. We don't cover that in pre-cal.
Okay.
But I'm gonna ask you reasonable numbers. I'm not gonna ask you row 7. You know, unless.
For like the rows,
Uh-huh.
I understand that you like added the
Yes.
3 and 3 to get 6, and then the 5 and 5 to get 10, or like the 10 and 10 to get 20 or something.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know how you get like the 15 and the 21. You know what I mean?
Oh, you keep on doing the same pattern.
So you just multiply by 3 on the third term.
No, I'm sorry. I got lost. What do you mean by 15?
Because like on the sixth row, it
6.
has like 6, 15, 20. But I know you got the 20 from the two tens. You added them. The 15.
Yes. Yeah. So you just keep adding it. 5 and 15. If I add them, I get 15. I'm sorry. 5 and 10. If I
Oh,
add
so
them,
you
I get
just
15.
you add downward like
Yes.
that?
Yes. That's why in class I was gonna print this out for you, like the little honeycomb, because it makes it easier to do it. I know you guys are doing it with probably your graphing paper, and it's a little tougher.
Sir,
Yes.
¿puedes poner los links de los YouTube videos así es más fácil de...
Okay. Yes. I'll do that, Carmen.
Gracias.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is example 2 the last example?
Yeah. That was it. That's all I have.
Oh,
Yeah. No, it's not bad stuff, guys. It's not hard stuff.
Are you gonna post previous like meetings that you had? Like
Yes, they're actually already in YouTube. I posted it on Monday. But let me post you the link because I know not everyone has found my channel yet. Let me post the links onto here.
thank you.
Yep. Other than that, guys, that is all I have for you. The homework will be due on Monday. I'm sorry, April 6th. I don't know if that's Monday. But I know this one I gave more time because it is a little bit more multiplication.
Okay.
Other than that, you are good to go. Unless you have questions, then I'll wait for you. Other than that, guys, you are free to go and start doing your homework. Other than that, I won't see you till Monday. So enjoy your weekend and everything, and hopefully distance learning is not kicking your butt.
that's quarantine.
Quarantine. I'm having fun. I'm learning, and I really enjoy doing this. It's very different. I'm having fun. Hopefully you guys are too.
I'm talking to plants. It's getting to me. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Bye Isaac. Bye Angel. Bye Chris.
Bye.
I'll hop onto Modern Warfare once I finish my homework. But yes, have a good day, guys.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Have a good day.
Likewise, guys. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Con ganas.
Bye. Say bye, Carlos.
Bye,
Bye,
Carlos.
Christina.
Bye, Medea. Bye, guys. Enjoy your weekend, guys.
Bye, sir.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
sir.
Bye, guys. Bye, Eva. Bye, Bella.
Do we just log out to leave?
Yes. Yeah. I'm just waiting on kids in case they have questions. I don't know if kids are gonna ask questions, so I usually stay.
Okay. Está bueno.
See you,
Bye.
Medea. See you, Mari. See you, Bella. What about homeroom? What do you mean, Jacobo?
Like Friday, I don't know what they said, but
Oh, yes. Friday, I'm just gonna make a survey, and that's for attendance purposes. So like a
never
quick,
mind.
it's just for attendance for me to like know that, hey, Jacobo, have you logged
Still
into your
alive.
class? Huh?
Still alive.
Yeah, still alive. Yeah, something like that. But it's just gonna be like a quick little form. You just sign into Google Classroom, you answer it, and then you're good. I just need to need to make sure that I had contact with you every day.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's
Yeah,
all I needed
see ya,
to know.
Jacobo.
Alright, bye.
See ya. If you guys have questions, I'm here to help. Marlon, you're here. You're alive. Okay. Jonathan, did you have questions, buddy? Marlon, did you have questions? No?